stunning neighbors. Welcome to another episode of Tales from the Haunting Crib. In this episode, we will talk about a very famous person who's deceased now, and her name is La Chillona. La Llorona. How can we start? Well, we can start back in the late 1970s. I was a young child, and I remember when we used to visit one of my mother's friends in this small town in Mexico. They used to tell scary stories, too scary to handle, even for themselves at that age of adults. But I will sneak out and I will hear what they have to say. And I remember them talking about this lady who her kids die. And they said, but how they die? And they said also that she drowned them. But I don't know. I don't think she drowned them. I think they probably drowned. And then she went mad because she lost her kids, her beautiful babies. God bless them souls. But also, when I was going to visit my mother's friends in this small town, they used to tell me not to go near the water. Why? I didn't knew that until I heard them talking about that story. And they told me not to go near the water. And then I said, why not? And they said, because La Llorona is near the water. And that's true. Everywhere is water. She's near. So be very careful where you live. If you live near a creek, a river, just pay attention. You will hear her cries. I remember, like, I used to love go play near the water. There was a small river going through my mother's friend, behind her house. And I would love to go play in there. Every chance I get, I'd be there playing with the sticks, with rocks. And there was completely silence. You can just hear the water rushing through the rocks. And then I find myself quiet, and then out of nowhere I will have this sensation of like somebody's watching, and I'll be so scared and I will run away. But this is true. This is very true what happened. But with that, La Llorona is very real. It was a real person who lost her kids, and because of that she went completely insane, and she died after that. Sad story, but true. I will also tell you this other story that happened to me and my kids, my children. And I'm not making this up. I'm doing this because it's Halloween night, and I have nothing else to give you but a scary story. We used to live in this house, in this apartment actually. In this apartment in particular, nobody rented. It was very difficult to rent. I wonder why. And we needed an apartment. So we found the apartment, we moved in, and in a week we start noticing things not quite right with that place. I remember that every time I lay down in my bed, every time I feel somebody sitting next to me, and you can feel the force of a person sitting down next to me. And I will turn around thinking that somebody's there, but nobody's there. And then I will feel like somebody's touching my legs every time. In another occasion, my son constantly have his bedroom door closed in his room. And I will ask him, why do you have your door closed? I told you constantly not to close your door. And I will open the door. I will just burst in, opening the door. Until one day he came to me and said, Mom, are angels real? And I said, yeah, we all have one. And then he says, oh, okay, because I think I have one. And he comes to my room and tells me to close the door. And he also said to me, how does it feel to be inside your body? And I told him, not so good, but you can try my bed. It's very comfortable. When he told me that, I freaked out. And I was like, no, that's not your angel. Your angel will never ask you, how does it feel to be inside your body? I said, you don't talk to this thing, you keep your door open, and you pray. My son was in second grade when this happened. We're still living in that apartment with all these things happening. Every morning when I wake up, I will have scratches in both of my arms. I will have 3 marks across my arms. And at first I thought it was just my shirt doing that. But it will hurt, they will sting. And I'll be like, how is that happening? Then sometimes appear on my neck or on my side. And I was like, this is not right. So this never happened to me before. I never had marks in my arms anywhere, before or after, when we moved from this place. This place was bad. It was really bad and nasty. My daughter, she got up to use the bathroom around 4 in the morning. And when she went to the bathroom, she said that she saw a little girl in the front door. The bathroom is right next to Steve's room, and then Steve's room is right next to the front door. So when she saw this little girl in the door, just standing looking at her, she turned around and she ran into her bed and she covered herself head to toe with the blankets. When she pulled the blankets down, she saw a scary monster. She said it was the little girl, but looking like a demon. Like her eyes were black. The facial change, it was scary, super scary. And she screamed. She screamed so loud, I woke up. And I got up and I ran to see her, and she was screaming and crying. And she said that she saw a monster like that. I saw a monster. It's a monster in my bed right here next to me. My other daughters, they sleep in the same room, but my other daughter was out. She was asleep. She didn't notice, hear anything. And she freaked out. And these things happen to us. Every time we live there, every day in the house, something bad happened. Like super freezing cold, constantly, even in the summertime. I will have the heater on in this place because it can never be warm up. Constantly cold. So I told James, we have to leave. This place is not good. So we were able to find another place. We have to wait 6 months because we signed for 6 months the lease. So we have to wait until the lease was on so we can move. And that's what happened in this place. And I have many other stories to tell you. But I will tell you those later on. In every Halloween night. Because these stories are real. This happened to me and my family. And it's very scary to hear them. So, if you have a faint of heart or you're a child, do not watch this. But it's too late now because you already did. I just hope that you have your favorite stuffed animal or your brother or your sister sleeping next to you to keep you company. But that won't matter because even my daughter having her sister next to her, that disgusting monster didn't stop it from coming in. Oh my God. I got scared. I better wrap this up. I'm freaking out myself. This is true. This really happened. Oh my God. I'm so scared now. But this is what happened. So, okay, neighbors, take care of yourself. I'm so freezing cold right now. Take care of yourself. Have a good night. Happy Halloween. Neighbors, cuídense mucho, vecinos. Y nos vemos en la próxima, ¿ok? Take care. Bye-bye.